Welcome back. Semiconductor company Marvell Technology delivering an earnings beat. Shares up around 30% year to date, 60 plus over the past 12 months. Joining us now in an exclusive interview, Marvell CEO Matt Murphy. Matt, good morning. Good to see you. So big picture though, in this quarter, you started breaking out where your revenue is coming from kind of by category in a way that you haven't before. The cloud percentage is interesting. Give us some color on that and how it lines up with the rest of the chip industry.
Yeah, hi, good morning, John. And you're right, we had an outstanding Q2, and one of the highlights was that we decided to break out for the first time our business by end market. And what you could see from the results was that in the second quarter, data center was our largest end market, of which the cloud is the biggest portion and also the fastest growing. And that's about 40% of the company's revenues. To put that in perspective, that's about 2x the next largest segment, which is our enterprise business, closely followed by our carrier business, which is where we have our 5G products. So it was an outstanding result in our data center group. And we also had a very strong guidance for next quarter. In the third quarter, we guided that business up sequentially over double digits, and it would roughly double in revenue from a year ago in the third quarter. So great momentum in the data center business.
So Matt, you and I were talking about this last week right after earnings, and a yellow flag for me, and I'm a reporter, so I always got to look for the potential downside on this cloud number was, well, you got some mega scale players out there that seem to be eager to pull things in-house. So when it comes to chip design, when it comes to that manufacturer, how much of that is at risk? And you were telling me that the raw number of different products that you're selling into the cloud and the insight that gives you is some protection. Can you expand on that?
Sure. Well, I think first the movement to more custom silicon designs from that class of customers is a tailwind on Marvell's business. We're actually in the business of working with large companies to help enable their different efforts around custom silicon. So a number of our engagements are around that. Actually, a lot of our growth year over year was driven by custom products. So that's a tailwind to our business. But second, to your point, we are very diversified within our that set of customers. We have over 10 product lines that we sell into that market. Each one of those is going through its own unique set of ramps, everything from security products, networking, high-speed optical, custom products, computing products based on the ARM architecture. So we're one of the broadest, if not the broadest, supplier of advanced silicon into the cloud. And so that gives us, a degree of diversification that maybe others don't have.
Matt, tell us a little bit about supply constraints and what your outlook is for those supply constraints going forward.
Well, business is good. So I think for ourselves and for a number of other players in the industry, we had very strong year-over-year revenue growth, and looking out to the third quarter, we actually are showing that to accelerate. So we're able to get incremental supply every quarter. It's not enough, and I think as we look out into 22, you're still going to see some level of constraint in the industry, and that's primarily because the demand drivers that certainly we see are very, very strong heading into next year. That could be continued growth in cloud. We're still at the early stages of the 5G infrastructure deployment globally. There are many geographies now deploying 5G services. We're on the infrastructure base station side of that. And then enterprise is actually coming back very strongly, as you can see from some of the forecasts from our customers. And so that'll be another tailwind on our business. So yeah, business is strong, supply is still very tight, and it's really across the board from the foundries to the back-end companies, even advanced substrates. There continues to be a little bit of an imbalance still between supply and demand.
Well, great getting your insights into the nuts and bolts of the cloud and more. Matt Murphy, CEO of Marvell, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, John.